Do this to grow your business easier. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of The Mind Engineer. Here, Tommy Walker sharing insight and tools about mindset and the entrepreneur journey. I've been an entrepreneur now for 28 years, and I struggled for many of those years, but it was in 2009, more or less, that I started working with a woman that started sharing, teaching me these tools that I started putting into practice, and it really helped me face the different challenges that I have faced in many of different businesses that I try to start. I try to make them work, and many that were very successful and are still successful. So I want to share that some of insight and tools to help you do this too. One of the first things I want to talk about is how to grow your business easier. I'm not saying easy, but easier. If you're a coach, if you are trying to sell any type of services, this is not just me saying this. Alex Hormozy says the same thing too. And I love when I heard him say this, is start sharing your things for free. Do free stuff. And although I'm doing really good with my businesses, I still offer free stuff. In this moment, this lecture, this class, this masterclass, whatever you want to call it, that I'm offering is free. You can watch it on social media. You can watch it on Facebook. You can watch it on YouTube. So people are getting free value. And yeah, I hear people there saying like, oh, people don't, value free stuff. I've been an entrepreneur for 28 years. And yes, although some people don't value free stuff, most do. And I'm going to prove that in 1 second to debunk the bullshit that most marketing coaches are using to get you caught in their nets that they're throwing out there to fish you. What do I mean with this? One of the biggest things for entrepreneurs is to be able to get their business going, right? And maybe you've tried getting on there and giving a little bit of piece of advice here, a little bit of free stuff over here, over there. But it seems that nobody likes it, nobody consumes it, nobody interacts with you. But what if I tell you that there might be people following you in the background and they're not engaging with your stuff? You know how many people have started working with me after seeing my stuff, and I've never seen them interact in any of my stuff before? Yes, there's a lot of what I call silent followers. That's one thing. There are silent followers that are, in a way, consuming your stuff, but they're not engaging. You might engage because you were told that you do what you want others to do with you. So if you want others to engage with your stuff, you can engage with others. That's fine. That's good. But not having people engaging with your stuff doesn't mean that nobody's seeing it. Seriously, I've been seeing so many people just say, hey, I saw a video of you on YouTube. I saw a video of you on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on TikTok, and I enjoy your content. So I started following you. And it's been now 5 months, 6 months. I'm working with a guy now that he had been following me for 2 years. I got in contact with him through LinkedIn 2 years ago, an automation that I had. Then I jumped in and I started talking to this person. We had like a free guidance call. And I think it was 2 years later, he showed up on Instagram and on LinkedIn and said, Tommy, I'm ready to work with you. He had seen free stuff of mine. He had a free guidance call with me. And 2 years later, he came to work with me. I'm not saying that's going to happen to everyone. That doesn't, it's not that you should expect that from anyone. Don't get me wrong. But at least is when you start giving free stuff, you start getting eyes on what you're doing. The thing is, marketing coaches are going to tell you that you shouldn't give your free stuff, that you should get people to pay you, because that solves the problem of doing free stuff online and not getting any eyeballs on what you're doing. So it's painful to put stuff out there and not getting anybody to see what you're doing, comment, or whatever expectations you have put in there. So when somebody comes along with their net and tell you that you shouldn't be giving free stuff because people don't value that, and you should pay, you should charge, what they're going to tell you, marketing coaches, that you got to charge big bucks for your knowledge because that's when people value it. That's BS. That's the biggest BS I have seen in marketing coaching. And I'm going to prove that to you, as I said before. The biggest social media platform out there right now is YouTube. YouTube is the biggest social media platform out there. And who hasn't used it to learn how to configure a software, to download something, to configure something in a computer, fix something in the phone, fix something in your house? Who hasn't used YouTube for free? Sorry, for free. You didn't pay somebody to teach you how to change a tile. You didn't pay somebody to teach you how to do an electric thing in your house, a plumbing thing in your house. You went online and looked it up on YouTube. You're not paying anyone there. Yes, somebody's getting paid when there's advertising, don't get me wrong, but you're not paying the person directly that you're using their knowledge to be able to solve the problem that you're having. So I'm proving to you the BS behind you need to charge big bucks for your knowledge. Because seriously, nowadays with AI, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, you can find anything out there. You struggle with procrastination? Ask ChatGPT how to solve it. Perplexity, Claude, doesn't matter. Go YouTube and you're going to find tons of free videos on how to overcome procrastination. So it's bullshit that people are going to pay big bucks for your knowledge. What people are going to pay big bucks is for you to hold their hand while you guide them through something to solve a problem that they're having. Listen to that again. People are going to pay you to guide them through the solving of their problems. But they're not paying for your knowledge because the knowledge is everywhere nowadays. Everywhere you look online, you're going to find somebody talking about some type of, doesn't mean that it works. Maybe you find 10 videos of how to overcome procrastination and none of them work. Maybe could happen. But free stuff is everywhere, and everywhere people are consuming free stuff. So let's stop this nonsense that people don't value free stuff. That was made up by marketing and business coaches to get you tangled up in their nets, to pay them big bucks to get your business off the ground. I have spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, thousands, many thousands of dollars in different people, programs, companies to help me get my business off the ground. And most of them teach the exact same things. But they tell you not to give free stuff, but then you see them giving free stuff. It's so amazing, so contradictory that it falls apart. But normally we don't stop and think. We just listen to something. It resonates because it resonates with a hurting part that doesn't want to get out there and start giving free stuff and not getting any views on what you're doing. So you sit back and you don't want to do that. I've seen it. I've done a lot of posting. I have had, I don't know, with different niches, with different type of, people I can help. I have, I don't know, I might have more than 600 pieces of short videos, 1 to 3 minutes online in different Spanish, English, for leadership, for, inner child healing, for you name it, that is around what I do. I might have more than 600 pieces of things out there. And you know what? I haven't gone viral, but I'm doing pretty well with my business. And that's what I teach most of people. Most people want to become viral, and becoming viral doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be able to make sales. And this has been proven too. A lot of people that have millions of followers, but have trouble selling something to them, selling something to their followers. So it's not about becoming viral. It's about being to monetize in a group of people something that you can solve that is painful for them. So again, how to grow your business easier. Start getting out there and showing people that you know what you're talking about. Create authority, create respect, and give them good stuff, proven stuff, so that they can see that you know what you're talking about. So if somebody has tried many of this garbage that many business coaches, marketing coaches are offering, and they're listening to this and they're like, whoa. And you know what? You can look it up. You can look Alex Hormozi, you can look Gary Vee. They both tell you the same thing. Get out there and start making free, sharing free stuff with your audience. Show them that you know what you're talking about. Show them, build respect with them, and give them value that they can start putting into practice. If you put this into practice, if you start talking to people, if you start sharing stuff, what I did, seriously, I started reaching out many years ago when I started this coaching business. I started reaching out to people before it was on Facebook. I would look into groups and start talking to any person that was in a specific group, like, personal development. And I would offer free knowledge, free insight. I would ask them, if they're struggling with something and they needed help with something that I was just practicing, that I wasn't trying to, sell them anything. And I don't know, 80% of them jump on a call with me. I had a call with them. I helped them on a call, 20, 30 minutes. And I recycled that. I kept on doing it. Till eventually one of those people said, Tommy, I want to keep working with you. This really resonated with me. I like the call. I like what you had to share. Can we work together? Yes, of course. I'm charging $15 per session, $20 per session, I don't remember. I started with $10 or $15 a session. And I was like, whoa, really? Yeah, of course. So I started $15 a session. Then I went up to $20 a session. Then I went up to $25 a session. And I keep going up till where I'm today. So by helping people for free, I started getting my business going. But it's not just giving free value only, it's part of it, but then talking to people. If somebody engages there with your content, write to them, hey, Tommy, I love that you like my video. What resonated the most? What is something that you're struggling with? What is it, blah, that you're trying to solve in your life? Can I help you with that a little bit? I have some insight that can maybe help you with this. Maybe help you with this. I'm not saying that, oh yeah, with this, it's going to be guaranteed. Although I have a really high success rate in the work that I do, that doesn't mean that everybody reacts the same way with the work that I do. So again, when you start giving free value, few people might start interacting. We start sharing this in different platforms. And then when people start interacting, you start talking to them. You start asking questions, seeing where they are and where they want to be, where they are, where they want to be, and create that bridge with your solution to go from point A to point B, and give them free stuff. Help them for free. And then again, no, but Tommy, my time is worth. That's marketing, business, coaching bullshit. It is worth charging for your time. Yes, don't get me wrong. But if you're starting, having information doesn't make it knowledge. And knowledge doesn't make it teachable knowledge. I've been an educator since 2003. One of my successful businesses is a training center in emergency care. And I've been doing that since 2003. And I first started with information, but I turned it into knowledge. And then from knowledge, I started practicing teaching it to turn it into teachable knowledge. Because having information doesn't mean you know how to teach it. Having knowledge doesn't mean you know how to teach it. Haven't you ever had a teacher at school, college, somewhere that you did a course and the guy you knew a lot about this, but had no idea how to teach it? This happens So often I've seen so many people out there that know what they're talking about, but they have no idea how to share it with others. I get a lot of people that I work with that tell me, Tommy, you make it sound so basic. Yeah, because I've learned how to break all the information apart and put it back together with my own signature, with my own way, understanding so deeply, practice teaching it, and becoming really good at teaching it too. Not in every area, of course, guys, but in some areas I have become really good. When I was emergency care, and I'm still doing a little bit of that, people would tell me, Tommy, you make it sound so easy, these complex context, content. Yeah, exactly. That's the idea. That's what I truly believe a good educator should do, be able to break apart the information and put it back in a way that it makes really sense for them, and then see how the other person will need to receive that information so it makes sense for them. And I've been doing that for now since 2003, 23 years teaching, and then also mindset 17 years. And I've been sharing this with people. So I give a lot of free value. And from a lot of free value, people come to me and want to know more about me. And they start consuming free stuff, this lead magnet, this free training, this free seminar, this workshop that I did. And then slowly, as they start consuming and they start liking it, maybe they're signed up with my newsletter. They start getting one email once or twice a week. That starts building momentum. They start building contacts, different contact points with me. And eventually I try to get them to book a free guidance call with me. When they book a free guidance call with me, I give them free value. As I give them free value, normally 50-60% of those people, a little bit higher, I think, I don't remember what the number is right now, but around a high percent of people, they say, Tommy, I want to work with you. Tell me more about working with you. And a nice percentage of those people say, Tommy, I want to work with you. And I start working with you. Then afterwards, after you start building, big amount of people, then those people are going to start recommending other people to come work with you. That's referrals. And I have lots of referrals coming to me from other people that I'm working with. And that's the idea. So if you really want to build a business, first of all, I would really recommend that you start listening to what most business marketing coaches are teaching, because most of them only care about getting your money. Not all of them, but many of them. And I've seen it, even big programs out there, they're just out there for the money. When they're telling you that people don't value free stuff, that's bullshit. Because if you look at them, they're giving free stuff too. But it's what you want to listen. You want to listen that you're not going to need, that in their program, they're going to teach you how to be able to charge $5,000 for a 3-month program without needing to go online every day or share free stuff every day or whatever. They're hitting you where, it hurts so that you can move forward and buy whatever crap they're trying to sell you. I've heard so many people say, oh, I have made, $1 million without one phone call. That normally it's bullshit. Sorry, but it's bullshit. They might have reached that stage where they don't have calls because of the testimonials, their marketing, their BS, whatever it is. But at that beginning, I guaranteed that they had phone calls. They had to talk to people. But they don't want to tell you that because you don't want to listen to that. You don't want to listen that you're going to have to talk to people, that you're going to have to get out there and share free stuff with people, to do webinars for free, to create free lead magnets, to do all this hard work to be able to get the business off the ground. No wonders 60-70% of entrepreneurs quit their business in the first 3 years because they cannot get through, with their business doing what others are BSing about. They keep trying these BS tactics that don't work for most people. If those tactics work for most people, so many people right now would be millionaires or making a lot of money with a business. And at least in the coaching business, what I have found, and you can look it up in Claude, ChatGPT, don't believe what I'm saying, go look it up. You'll see the small percentage, infinite percentage of coaches that are making 2, $3,000 a month. And maybe in the country that you live, that's a good living. That's fine. Don't get me wrong. But they're selling that the coaching business, you can make millions because now they're going to charge you $5, $10, $15,000 to teach you how to make $1 million. But again, if that were true, a lot of people would have made $1 million. And I've checked with Russell Brunson. Russell Brunson has the Two Comma Club Award. That is like a platform that helps you sell your services, whatever that is, whether it is selling products, selling services. He has like a service that he offers that he charges, I don't remember now, but it might be up to $150 per month, something like that. Okay, where you create a landing page and different things in there to get people to get to know you, buy your stuff and all that. And his phrase is, you are, how is it? You're one click away, or I don't remember, one click away or one funnel away. There we go. One funnel away from the Two Comma Club Award, from making $1 million. And I saw some statistics online where it said that less than 1% of people following Russell Brunson using his services have made $1 million. Less than 1%. So how can it be that you're one funnel away from the Two Comma Club Award if less than 1%? Let me ask you this. If I have a car and I tell you that that car, there's a 99% chances that it's not going to work, that it's not going to start, would you buy that car? No, you want to listen that that car has 99% of chance of starting, of working, of taking you far. That's what you want to listen. So they're selling BS. There's such a lack of ethics online right now where these people are selling a dream. But seriously, if less than 1% are achieving that dream, is that true? Yes, I have worked with a couple of people that have made $1 million. Is that for everyone? No, it is not. So we got to be very careful from where we consume information because it sets the wrong mindset, the wrong expectations, and then we crash against a wall with our business and then we quit and we try to go do something else. Now I'm working with a business that hires me to work with people in their program where they're teaching them how to work with multi-level marketing. And a lot of the people in those programs, what they do is they go from one brand to another. They start with just those products from Switzerland or Swiss, I don't remember exactly, but those products to, skincare and a lot of natural stuff. And then they move to another brand and then to another brand because they think that the problem is the brand. But normally it's their mindset. They're not willing to do what they need to do. So I'm in that program helping them realize their own blockages to get their business off the ground. And does everybody get their business off the ground? No, because there's many people that have very low self-esteem, lots of mindset blocks that need to do work to be able to start getting off their business off the ground. But as they start practicing these tools, they start seeing that they're able to do more for their business. That doesn't mean they're going to make $1 million, but they start doing more for their business, start reaching out to more people. They start doing more than they were doing before. So it does really work, but we got to put the work in. So I hope that makes sense. To get your business off the ground, to grow your business easier, you need to get out there. You need to start talking to people. You need to stop consuming the BS that some coaches are going to tell you because they want your money and that's it, and start doing what needs to be done. If you start doing that, your business, if it's a good, you solve a problem that people are having and people are willing to pay for that, it should start getting off the ground. I'm not saying you're going to make millions. I'm not saying you're going to make 10K a month. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's going to start getting off the ground. So I hope that makes sense. I hope you enjoy this. Let me know in the comments if you're watching this, #live, #replay. I would love to hear from you. And if you want to know more, write the word free and we'll share free training here, more free stuff, a free training with the 3 main roadblocks that most entrepreneurs hit and are not able to overcome. And in that training, I'm going to share a little bit more about that and how to start working to overcome them. So if you want to know more free stuff, write the word free underneath in the comments and I'll share that training.